Okay. Okay. I am joined here by someone who looks suspiciously like Ashley. But by the way,
I'm
my name
Julia.
is my name is Donnie Darko.
Hello. We are in our Halloween costumes for this wonderful topic because we are talking all about Drew and her relationship with Halloween.
Woohoo!
Please welcome Drew Scarrymore.
Amazing.
So good. I love that you pulled that from the show. I'm guessing it's from a couple years ago,
Yeah, I
right?
think it was the first year.
Okay, so yeah, so Drew has this kind of self-proclaimed title of the Queen of Halloween.
By the way, Halloween, my favorite holiday. I would like to think of myself as the queen of Halloween in my own little universe.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't put this in our notes, but one of the reasons she loves it so much is because it's like the only holiday with no baggage. There's no like obligation to be with family. There's no like, Valentine's Day kind of pressure. It's just all about having fun, which I
That is
totally get.
such a good point.
Yeah.
Like, even if people have traditions where they do stuff together as a family, it's more about like an individual expressing themselves in some way.
Yeah.
Like,
I
that's
love
so fun.
Halloween.
Yeah.
I think we should briefly just talk about how she gets really into decorating her apartment with her girls.
Uh-huh.
There's been at least two videos that she shared of like their decor on the Drew Barrymore show, which is
Yep.
always really fun. And then, of course, we see costumes that are inspired by Drew every year on social media, and it seems to be getting even more and more every year. Or maybe I'm just paying more attention. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you're definitely paying a lot of attention, but I feel like let's just go through a couple of the common ones. Like, weirdly common for some reason is Drew's look for the New York Charlie's Angels Full Throttle premiere, where she's
My
wearing
boyfriend is out of
yes,
town. Yeah.
yes, for some reason that. I do love when I see people dressed as Drew in 51st Dates, men and
Yeah.
women included.
That is a good one. Or I also like when they do the Rob Schneider as
Yes.
Drew. That's real fun.
Yes, it is. That maybe that's what I meant by men and women included, actually.
Of course, Casey Becker from Scream, we see all the time. I did it myself last year and in
Yes, you did.
1998, one of my favorites. In fact, I'm still one of the first results on Google if you search Casey Becker costume. There's
So
me
funny.
as a 17-year-old.
So people probably
see.
model their costumes more
Yeah.
after that
Well,
than
I
they do.
blame myself for a lot of times you'll see people wearing small white tennis shoes or even like artwork of Casey wearing white tennis shoes. And I think it's my fault because that's what I wore that night. I might be thinking too highly of myself, but I really think it's influenced people.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
And then of course we always see some Gerties out there, which is so cute and easy.
Yeah.
I missed I missed the ball, the boat. What you missed the boat, right? I missed the
Yeah.
spooky pumpkin ride that to have Mila dress as a Gertie when she was little. I always wanted to do it and it never happened. So maybe I'll try
Well,
my second time around with my other
I was
little
just
one.
gonna say you've got another chance with Al.
But yeah, now we're going to talk about sort of Drew through the years and the Halloweens that we know of. There's a lot we don't, sadly, but the ones we do are so much fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's start
Okay,
with 1981 on the set of E.T.
Oh, I think this was really formative. So everyone
Yeah.
dressed up. Drew, let's call her a fortune teller, perhaps. I don't want to use the other word that was probably used back then.
Yes.
Steven Spielberg was dressed up as a woman and directed all day in his costume.
Yep, I remember seeing footage of him directing in this
Yeah,
costume.
same. And like when you didn't know why, it was very like, what is he wearing? I remember
Yep.
that like long ago. Now we
Yep.
know why. But obviously we have this awesome picture here of a bunch of the cast and
I just
the
noticed they're
crew.
making candy apples.
Yeah,
That's
it's so
fun.
sweet.
But
And
that
like
had
when
to be formative. You're right.
yeah, and part of the reason I think that is because later on we'll get to a movie that Drew is sort of taking charge of and she threw her own Halloween party on the set. So we'll get to that.
Yes.
But yeah, so sweet. What a little doll. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So darling. The
Love these
little
pictures.
quote unquote fortune teller. It's so neat that we've got like more than one picture of
I know.
of this costume from. Oh, well, look, it says Barrymore in the background on
Yeah,
this.
it's actually, I think it's Jade's handwriting. This version is cropped right here, but the uncropped version, I'm pretty sure, is Jade's writing. So it's like
Oh,
her little dressing
cool.
room. I don't know.
It's really cute. Okay, so now shall we jump to 1983?
Yeah, this was what, speaking of putting together the pieces, I like had this picture, don't know where we got it from. And as I was looking at it for this research, I was like, that really looks like Jennifer Ward on the right there. And then
Yeah.
I like go and look at the dates of, when she filmed Firestarter. Yeah, this was totally smack in the middle of that, October 1983. So
Amazing.
she's either on the set or they're just hanging out. But this is during the filming of Firestarter for sure. And Drew was a little fairy, maybe Tinkerbell even. It's hard to say.
Oh yeah, it is hard to say, and it looks like we have a clipping in our collection.
That would be a picture that Jade gave to some publication.
Oh,
Thanks,
lovely.
Jade.
Oh, lovely. Do we know who anyone else is in the picture other than Jennifer Ward? No, right?
No, I wish I had noted it whenever I found this picture, but I wasn't always. Sometimes it's just like save it and move on.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to be better about
so much
notes.
of our digital collection is save and
Yeah.
move on because we're just like, it's going to go away. Save it.
Yeah.
All right. So next we're in 1984. This is a week before my birthday, the year I was born.
Birth date. Yeah.
Like birth date.
You were
and
cooking in your mommy's tummy.
I was almost done cooking in my mom's tummy when Drew attended more than one Halloween party in the year 1984. in New York
Yeah, and
City.
I did. At first, I was like, "This can't be the same night. Like her makeup's
Yeah.
a little different. She
Yeah.
has a different wig, or not a wig at all. The second one, but
Yeah, we should say what she's dressed as, I guess.
okay, so she's dressed as a crayon.
Yeah.
It's funny because her wig is purple and the crayon looks red, but
Yeah.
okay, it's the 80s. Who cares? But I found an old article that said that she would be at this. I don't know how you say this. Visages.
Okay.
It's a nightclub, and she's definitely been there before. We have other pictures of her there, and it said that she was hosting the party.
Oh.
I'm like, cool.
So this is Drew Barrymore's 1984 Halloween party.
Yeah, I guess so. But then it also was talking about other parties that would be happening that night. And the second party was in the article she also attended. So maybe it is, she even has different shoes on. So I don't know. Maybe, I guess
let's
it's
go with that.
possible. So the
Yeah.
second party was hosted by Tommy Tune and Twiggy, like the model Twiggy.
Mhm.
So they hosted the party because it was a closing party for their Broadway show, My One and Only. So I just
Okay.
found all these details out by like going deeper and deeper. But at this point, Drew's crayon costume has been
Oh, it's like tattered.
cut and ripped up, maybe to look more punk rock.
I mean, it looks pretty cool now. She also has added devil horns,
Yeah.
which maybe works a little bit better than the purple wig because at least they're red. She's added some like extra like belts.
Yeah,
around
that's
the
true.
middle.
Yeah. She
It
really
is kind of it is punk rock. I got to actually go back and just like compare the two really quick.
that's why it cracks me up. Like, is this truly the same night? She really like did a quick change. But also at this party, she hung out with Billy Idol, and you can see she's wearing rosary beads that he gifted her. And then her devil horns have been replaced with an angel halo. So she is really having a time. 9-year-old Drew partying in New York.
I actually, when I was like first looking at the pictures, I was confused about like the multiple crayon
Yeah.
costumes, like the lack of. I was like, maybe. I mean, if this is all the same night, she had at least 3 different things on her head. She had a purple wig, horns, and the halo. I love that. I love the idea that somebody was probably like, "Oh, Drew, you're just a little angel. Let's switch."
I know. Probably. I bet you're right. She's like, hey, if you only knew.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I think we're going to jump way ahead now, right?
Yeah, it's crazy that we have this humongous gap of just nothing in
Yeah,
between.
nothing.
And
from
I'm
the
like, I like to
90s?
think that we are manifesting something to be released in the
Ooh.
next, by the time this comes out, maybe Drew will be like, here's a bunch of my Halloweens over the years.
Oh my god!
If we were in charge of her archive, we would be putting that together. But
it's
anyway.
happening eventually. So now we're in 2002. This is a Halloween party at the Playboy Mansion.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is around the time of filming Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. So we actually have two different things this year, which is so funny. We go so long and then two different things. But yeah, so Drew attended a party at the Playboy Mansion with Cameron Diaz and Luke Wilson, which is kind of funny. Her and Luke.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they were doing a little smoochy that night. Maybe not.
Maybe they were doing a little smoochy, maybe not. One thing I remember, I don't know if I'm remembering it correctly. Did we get a picture? Did we get Playboy?
Yes,
For
this picture of them was printed in the magazine. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the only reason we know about it. No idea what Drew is supposed to be. This is definitely part of her like weird hodgepodge. I mean, I guess this goes with the Cran Devil. Like she just is like, let me throw on a bunch of shit and this is a look. Because she just has this like black makeup that goes across her eyes. And then maybe
a stripy shirt.
Yeah, the stripy shirt, that famous one that she's worn many times. But like the picture at the mansion, she almost looks like she could be a witch, but that could just be a shadow behind her head. Don't know.
You know, she's just having a good time.
What is Luke? He's in pajamas and a like Gilligan hat. What is going on with Cameron? She's a black wig and a cat mask, but a weird white outfit. No idea.
Halloween. Halloween. It's for having fun. There are no traditions. Okay,
right.
So now let's go to the set of Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. I, for some reason, remember us saving these like really well. I don't know why. Or I remember
because it was
like,
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so as we said, she obviously was influenced by this E.T. Halloween set.
Yes.
So on the set of Full Throttle, Halloween, they had a party and they had like a costume contest, it appears. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. So
and there's some pretty cool costumes going on.
Yeah. The one that won, and I believe he's the one that actually put all these pictures online. He did a really cool Van Gogh look.
Yes. So I did the other slide here. If you're watching the video, there are a couple of pictures of him like a little bit closer up. So you had written in the caption there, we can see clearly Nancy Giovannon's there. It looks like she's dressed as like a tourist or something.
That has been my only guess. She is incredibly tan. Which I'm like, what's going on here?
I have a feeling they put like spray tan on because I just cannot imagine that her like legs are that dark, and it would follow with like whatever her costume. Yeah, because she's like she's usually blonde. She's wearing like a dark wig in this. And then you pointed out Justin Theroux, which I don't think I had noticed him before.
Would you agree that's him?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
If we're wrong, I'll be shocked.
I have never noticed that until, again, pulling things for this episode.
Yep.
I think he's like the announcer of the contest, but he's got a fun like old school dodgeball. You're right. It is.
No, it is basketball.
Oh,
just kidding.
It's a ball sport, whatever. But
sports
it's like
ball.
got that vintage 70s look. Love it.
But what is Drew dressed as?
Oh, nothing.
She does have a star in her face.
I think this is when they filmed the Pussycat Dolls scene because she's wearing that sparkly red star on her face. Yeah. But yeah, she didn't dress up at all. So,
well, she didn't win. But the winner, this guy that's dressed as Van Gogh, it is very, very clever. And I'm pretty sure you're right that he's the one that posted them because I vaguely remember like saving them off of some social media. Like,
yeah. Oh my God. What would it even have been?
Probably
in 2002?
MySpace.
Older than that.
Friendster?
I think it's older than that. I think it's like from the era of when the movie was filmed. Maybe it's like a message board or something. It's weird. Incredible. I'm so glad we have these.
Yeah, me too. I know we're doing a lot of visual talking, people, but make sure you check out the video. I guess I shouldn't say it like that because how are we releasing this video? Whatever.
Well, we haven't decided. It's either going to be on YouTube or Patreon. All right. Better just go become a member at Patreon just in case.
You better. All right. So next are we already here? No, this
yeah.
Hold on. No.
That's it.
Wait, no, but isn't that? Oh, never mind. We're there. All right. So kind of the whole reason we decided to do this episode is we knew that Drew had put on this huge bash in 2008 at a Halloween party at her Hollywood Hills home. So let's get into it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess the backstory would be this was definitely in that era of Facebook where like people put up 50 pictures from one night. So if one person, like AKA Chris Miller, was tagged in one of them, you could go look at all the other pictures. So we have so many photos that people randomly put up on Facebook at that time from this party. And others we've gotten other ways over the years. But yeah, so this is Drew. This was a cool look. This was Tippi Hedren from the Birds.
Oh, so cool.
So cool. So she actually had like crows on her shoulder and her hair and like a very pretty little 60s outfit. Loved it. Loved it.
It's so cool. Plus that movie's great.
Yeah. And then they had this really cool cemetery set up, and you can actually tell where it is in her house. It's where all those palm trees are on the side. It was like, oh,
I know. It's really neat. And especially because we know like behind them is a view of the like night skyline of Los Angeles. Like,
incredible.
What an amazing spot to attend on a party.
Oh my gosh. You can tell they put a lot of effort into it.
Yes. So we've got lots of pictures, but we'll just kind of be noting some of the people that we recognized from pictures that we collected on the internet. So part of it was a bunch of the Flower Films crew. So in a picture that we've got a couple pictures. So we have Laura Moorer, Chris Miller, yay, Chris Miller, Kat Thomas, and Kent Cummings. And there's a bunch of other people in these pictures that we don't know.
Don't know. Do you remember who Kat Thomas is? She is the costume designer for Whip It and Grey Gardens.
Okay. I didn't know Grey Gardens too. Yeah. That's cool.
Super cool. Which like such different projects. Amazing. She's got range.
Is she right next to
I think she's doing a Clockwork Orange.
Yes, she definitely is, which is so cool. Her and somebody else in the picture are dressed similarly. All right, so then we've got here's
more of Drew with randos.
Yeah, just random guests, but you can really see like the birds attached to her in these pictures.
Also, I noticed that the photos behind her on the picture on the left, I saw them in some of the book. Not in the book, but some of those pictures that Roger Davies took. I think it was the ones that were in Drew magazine of her house. They were the same because they're like old Las Vegas signs. So of course I recognize them.
Of course, that's going to trigger a little thing for you. So there's one person who posted like a ton of pictures, and he's one of the guests that's in this other picture. So then, we have another picture of Drew here's Chris Miller hanging out with some other dudes and Drew.
Love her gloves. Like so cute, Drew. Such a fun
really
look
cool.
for her.
They look like fitted kind of gloves. Really neat.
Okay, so now I think we're going to start getting into some of the wild amount of celebrities who were there. And these are just the ones that we like verified through photos.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are more than this.
I'm sure there are a lot more. So we'll just kind of go through these. We're starting with Anne Hathaway. Too bad it's not Anne Olivares.
And if I remember right, can you go back to that one? I think she said that was her first date with her husband.
Wait, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, when she was on Drew's show. And I think they showed this photo at that time. And that's why we have. And that's Chris holding the chainsaw. Did you even notice?
I thought it was.
So good.
That is really good. All right, so we've got Anne Hathaway. Not all surprised Cameron Diaz was there.
Yeah, she was with like a Mad Men group, which is really cute.
Oh, that's cool.
It would have been good to see her and Drew together in their 60s outfits.
Aww.
Maybe one day that will appear.
Well, you're manifesting it.
Yep.
Okay, and then we've got a bunch of the Whip It crew.
I know. This is so sweet.
Yeah. So in the picture we can see Eve, Zoe Bell, and Elliot Page hanging out. And there's a couple other gals in there we don't know. But you can also see like spider webs all over some stuff in the background, which is so fun, like next to a couch in her house, which is really cool.
Yeah, that was another reason I loved these photos, because we got to see a lot of her house.
Yes.
And as you might know, if you listen to episode 69, we were very into Drew's former Los Angeles home.
Yes. We also have Britney Spears, which we know Drew attended her wedding a couple years ago. So who knows if they'd met before this, but that seems like a big star to show up.
Very much so. I remember this being a big deal. Like, I think it was rumored for a while and then the photos came out. But yeah, she's a witch. And then she's with all these girls wearing white wigs. No idea what they're going for, but.
Yep. All right. And then we've got evidence that Liv Tyler and Mary-Kate Olsen attended. So Liv Tyler looks so cute. She's like almost like a stripped down
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin. But like,
who is that? Yeah, Mary Kate is one of many people with a possible cultural appropriation outfit. Even
Oh.
even 2008, like feels recent, but people did that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have to say more about that.
No, we don't. And then there are also pictures of Amanda Bynes, Ricky Lake, and Horatio Sands and Natalie Portman. So here
That
we
one
are.
just appeared in the last month.
Oh,
I guess Horatio Sands has a podcast. Or no, it was Chris Kattan and then this other guy, I can't remember what his name is, Joey something. They have a podcast and they
Okay.
talked about this moment. It's kind of weirdly timely, but also so inappropriate. Horatio and this Joey guy are dressed as the Menendez brothers.
Oh no.
Yeah, eek. But they shared this recently, so whatever. But yeah, I think Natalie Portman is supposed to be Annie, like little orphan
Oh.
Annie.
I think you're right.
It's pretty funny.
That's really cute. All right.
But yeah, just kind of incredible. Like these are just the famous folks that we've noticed in photos. And
Yep.
I feel like more pictures are going to continue coming out because they really
Oh.
have over the years. It's
I'm
just fun to
sure.
see.
I'm sure. All right. So now we're in 2019. So we've jumped. Oh my
No, another
God,
huge gap.
So many years.
Well, she spent a lot of time just like being mom and wearing regular clothes and not doing anything,
That's
you
true.
know, for
So,
herself on Halloween.
Yeah. So in 2019, she attended a party in New York City with Stella McCartney. So we've got a couple pictures of them together. And Drew's costume, not really a costume. I
It's
mean,
again very mishmash. Like, I'm going to just put a bunch of random layers on and call it a day.
you know,
I do love her headpiece, though. It's very Ozma. And very like, what's that 20s artist you love so much?
oh, Alphonse Mucha.
Yes.
Okay.
It definitely reminds me of that.
Alphonse Mucha is almost like even earlier if I'm thinking of the same, if we're thinking of the same artist.
No, that's definitely who it is.
Okay. But yeah, so this mishmash outfit from 2019. And now we get a little peek of Drew's daughters. So of course, because Drew loves Halloween, what's one of the most fun things for a mom to do? Get
Of
their kids
course.
dressed up.
Yeah.
So we've got a little slew of them, actually, a couple slides worth of pictures. I know a couple of these are from social media, but there is at least the one of her as the lobster is from like People magazine.
Yeah, Olive, when she was first born, that was her first costume, and they showed that in People. I have this memory of seeing a picture of her in a like big pot in that costume.
Hey, that sounds
and
familiar.
I can't find it anywhere.
That's
So,
funny.
how weird. But yeah, she's also been like a devil. She would weirdly enough, I didn't even make the connection that we should put a little side by side of Drew and Olive and their devil horns.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we should.
She was also a chicken when she was little. And then we'll look at some of Frankie's. I would say
Aw.
that's probably a lamb.
Little
Aw.
lamb.
And then do you remember this Cindy Lou Who one?
Oh
Oh
my
my God.
So cute.
Precious
That's
beyond
too
belief.
cute.
I
That's
know.
too cute. I mean, we've talked about how much of a ham Frankie is for sure.
Yeah.
And then we've got a couple more that show the two sisters together. Which
Yeah,
is really
just
sweet.
celebrating and having fun. I love it. They're so cute.
Yeah, this is
Sweet
fun.
girls.
And I know that you wanted to make a note that Frankie's, what birthday was it?
Oh my gosh, I didn't put this in the slideshow. I'm sorry.
No,
We don't have to show
I didn't know if
pictures.
I didn't know if you wanted to.
Yeah, maybe not. I'll just talk about it.
Okay.
So in 2022, for Frankie's 8th birthday party, which is in April, she wanted to have a Halloween themed party. So
Yeah.
Drew had talked about this on the show, and she actually showed like the invitation. It was like, come to Frankie's spooky birthday party or something like that. But the whole party was Halloween themed. The kids all wore costumes. Everything was spooky, skeletons and bats and
So
stuff.
she's instilled the love in Frankie.
Definitely.
Clearly. And yeah, we're not sharing these ones and I don't know.
If you want to see him, hit us up privately.
Yeah. All right.
So let's get into the Drew Barrymore Show's celebrations of
Mhm.
Halloween.
Yes. Okay, so we got so lucky. We got to talk to Matthew Kilgore about this one. So in season 1, Drew dressed up as Gilda the Good Witch. Is that the right name?
Glenda.
Glenda, thank you. Not Gilda. Glenda the Good Witch. And it's an amazing dress.
Yeah, well, the whole theme of the show was Wizard of Oz, and this is the most elaborate costume she's ever worn, right? It's incredible.
Yeah.
I still like, I'm so impressed by his artistry with that one.
I mean, imagine she gets to like have this is season 1, so they really went all out, which is so cool. If she'd only had one season.
I know. Way back in 2020. Can you believe that? I can't believe it's been 4 years already.
No, I cannot. I cannot at all. Okay, so now season 2, they did something really fun and did like sort of a through the decades. I think they skipped something because I know they skipped a bunch. Yeah. So it looks like they started it with like 1920s and Drew's sort of flapperish. And I know that there are some pictures of Ross dressed as Charlie Chaplin, which is really cute.
Yeah. Did you love this? I know you're a big flapper girl.
I mean, it's classic. It's classic. I love it.
We'll have to share in 2004, Anne and I got to hang out on Halloween and she was a flapper and I was Courtney Love. So we'll put those on the show page, the episode page.
That's also funny because as we're going through the decades, so we've got like Drew in the 20s, we've got like a 1950s, and now we've got 80s where she's dressed kind of Madonna-ish, and then literally she's Courtney Love.
You're right. It is very Courtney inspired. Okay, we're going to do another side by side. I know you love a side by side. I'm on it.
I do love the Madonna.
It's so fun.
It's kind of fun and amazing. And then also we had an amazing pairing with Ross as Boy George.
It's very Wedding Singer.
Yes, totally. But yeah, we definitely have to do a little Halloween side by side if it'll be easy enough to find my flapper picture.
No problem.
All right. But also in season 2, at the end of this sort of through the decades thing, they did like future. And I'm sorry, I had to add the one with Ross because they're so ridiculous.
I'm so glad you did. They made his face look like he had like a bunch of facelifts.
Plastic surgery.
It's pretty incredible. I love how forever, no matter what year we're in, the future looks like silver metallic.
The future will always look like you are in space also because
of
the
course.
Earth is not going to be inhabitable. We've all seen WALL-E. But anyway, I was gonna say Ann Downer, Debbie Downer, and
Donnie Darko Downer.
All right, so now let's just jump all the way to season 4.
Because if you remember season 3, they didn't actually do a Halloween episode. Instead, they had the ET reunion, which was amazing. But I was also like, oh, can't we have both?
Yes. But in 2023 for season 4, we know Drew loves to dress as a man. She loves to like get into it. In this one,
well, the theme was hair. So everybody on the show had to have like a hair person, like someone who's known for their hair.
All right. So yeah, Drew comes out as Bob Ross. So classic. One of my favorite things about it is the chest hair.
Oh, that's absolutely the icing on the cake.
Oh my God. And then Ross, Dolly Partoning it up, just looking like so fabulous. I mean, come on, Drew. I mean, I feel like there were some videos and just like her just getting into it. And
oh yeah. And she was very, I've talked about it at the time, but very had that same voice that she has like for Smashley Simpson or in that 99 SNL. She's like, hey man. Sometimes her dad, when she does him, also has that voice.
Yes. All right. So then we go from Bob Ross. Is that the end?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, right. Oh my God.
We are recording a little ahead, so we don't know what's happening this year, but I'm like, I can't wait to see. All we know is that for sure something is happening with Mariah Carey being the queen of Christmas and Drew as the queen of Halloween. Yeah. I hope that's not like the Halloween, because then it's going to be like a very Christmassy combo thing, which I don't like mixing my holidays personally.
You're like, keep them compartmentalized.
I'm very compartmentalized.
Do not let them overlap. So do you hate that? I mean, I hated when I worked at Michael's and like we would have Christmas stuff in July.
Oh, yes. Hate. I am like I'm not even a like, oh, November, we can do it. I'm like at December 1st. Because I like keeping holidays special. It's the same thing as like, I don't want to go to Disneyland every week because then it's not special. So I want my holidays to be like only at this time of the year, this tiny little segment do we get to enjoy it. And
That makes
because time
sense.
just goes so fast and it's like, what the hell? We just did this.
And that's why we're doing a whole episode so that we can extend the love for Halloween a little bit more.
Yeah. This is fun. Like I really loved putting the research together for this one, even though I kind
Great
of knew a
job.
lot of it already, like really putting it together and finding out like new things or figuring things out. Like, hello, Justin Thoreau. We didn't even notice you before.
Yeah.
It was just so much enjoyable fun. And so even if you guys aren't going to see the video of this, make sure you go to howdoyoudrew.com. There will be an episode page with a gallery, and we will share a ton of these.
And
photos.
we'll share the slideshow that we've got in here for this video. But if you want to see us in costume,
even though like my background is making my hair look really weird, I swear I have a faux bob going on. It's just not catching on the camera.
You know what? The blonde comes through. It all comes through in its own little way. Okay, so I guess we have to end this episode now. Can't find.
Sorry, my thing just went crazy too. So thank you guys for tuning in, watching, listening, however you're celebrating Halloween with us. We love it. If you enjoyed our little Halloween party, go give us a little, not a trick, a treat by leaving us a nice review on Apple Podcasts or giving us some stars on Spotify, however you listen. Also, if you're not a subscriber, if you just like, jump in once in a while, just go ahead and be a subscriber so our numbers look nicer, please.
Yes, please.
And then follow us on Instagram at How Do You Drew Pod. I just shared a nice screenshot of Drew giving the finger from Doppelganger over there yesterday. And then also at Drewsium for all kinds of other Drew content.
And because you're always on the internet anyway, make sure you visit our website at howdoyoudrew.com, hosted on the drewsium.com. Sign up for our Patreon. Hello. Wait, why isn't it playing?
Goodbye. I don't think you're sharing your screen anymore.
I'm not, and it didn't even play. That was weird.
That's okay.
Okay, so also don't forget to send listener mail to all the places that we just mentioned, and also at howdoyoudrewpod@gmail.com. My question to take us out for today is, what's your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever done?
Ooh. I mean, as like
probably got to be Scream, right?
As much as I love Casey from Scream, I think my favorite was my Tinkerbell. Because my friend Betty helped me make it, and she made like true gigantic incredible wings. Do you remember that?
Really cool, of course. Because we've got a great picture of you and I together, and I am Amelie and you're Tinkerbell.
Yeah, we'll have to share that one too. I forgot we had that Halloween together too. But yeah, I had a huge party. That was the biggest party I've ever held in my life. It was so fun. Everyone got so into dressing up, which is just like, I love that so much.
There were so many good costumes.
It was incredible.
It was like, wait, was it also in 2008?
Yes, it was actually.
You and Drew both held your big party at your home in 2008.
Why have I never made that connection before?
I don't know. I just made it because I realized I'm with Nick in the photographs, and that was the first year we were together. So that was really cool. And my brother came along, and his
so many people came from California. It was really fun. A lot of people I'll probably never see again.
Yeah. All right. So I think my favorite costume that I've put together, I wish I had a good answer for this, but I feel like one of my favorite ones that I wore like when I was a kid and then again later as an adult was Catwoman.
Ooh.
So the 1960s Catwoman. So
that's right.
Yeah, so I had like a gold necklace and a gold belt, like if you've ever seen the 1960s Batman TV show, that Catwoman like has her own style.
Okay, you have to send me a photo of that because it's a very vague memory. I definitely like as soon as you said it, I remembered you did it, but I can't really visualize it.
If I can find some pictures, I'll have to dig around. But anyway, thank you guys for following us to the end, to the spooky end, the bitter spooky end.
Ooh, like how my face just got spooky too.
All right, everyone. Thank you for everything. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.